Hi guys, my name's Paul Brunt from London. Tonight I've set myself a massive challenge by going out and spending the night with the homeless. I've decided to do this in the hope to raise as much awareness as possible on the conditions that they're facing, not only during this cold weather snap, but the conditions that they're facing in general. I've decided to do this to show you how hard it is for these guys and girls to have to do this on a daily basis, and hopefully try and make a change. Hi guys, Paul here. As you know, I set myself a challenge of sleeping on the streets tonight. I'm doing this in the hope to raise awareness for not only the homeless in general, but mainly for the ex-forces guys that are sleeping homeless at the moment. I mean, I'm ex-forces myself, and I feel that doing this helps me to get a better understanding on the conditions that they're facing on a night and day basis, really. I mean, the hardest thing I've found so far is actually finding somewhere to sit and try and get myself comfortable. You find yourself walking around quite a bit just to stay warm. It's quite cold tonight. It's about 7:30. Yeah, I shall report further as soon as I can. See you soon. Hi guys, it's 11 o'clock at night. I finally managed to find somewhere to sit down. I've been walking around for quite a few hours now. I was actually speaking to one guy called Ian. Unfortunately he didn't want to appear on camera. I don't blame him. And he was telling me he's been out on the street for about 6 months. The hardest thing he finds, and the hardest thing I find at the moment, is literally just trying to find somewhere safe. He was telling me a lot of the times, you know, he's being spat out, especially from the guys that are coming out of the clubs and pubs, being quite abusive. I mean, what I've had to do is I've moved away from the busy town and just found a nice quiet back street somewhere where I can just sit down and rest. But I can tell you now, it's -2. I'm absolutely freezing. My body's aching. My feet are like ice, and I'm struggling to see how I'm going to do the rest of the evening. But you know, I set myself this challenge to get a proper understanding on what the guys face day in, day out, and yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. Yeah, just trying to stay warm. Speak to you guys soon. Hi, back again. Yeah, it's 11:30 now. As I reported last time, I was sat on a bench just trying to keep warm. What it is a park warden's come along and told me that I can no longer sit there, and has politely asked me to move on. I think this is another struggle that the guys are facing as well, is they're constantly being moved away from where they feel safe. Yeah, so now I have to go and find somewhere else to hopefully plop myself up and try and get my head down for the night. Let's see how we go. See you soon. Hi guys, it's now 1:30 in the morning. I finally managed to find somewhere relatively quiet to try and get my head down. What I've managed to do is build this little lay down area. Now what you can see here is some polystyrene lids. I managed to find these in the back of an old flower shop, and what I'm hoping that this will do is insulate my body from the ground to try and keep myself a little bit warm. I've also found a cardboard box, which you'll see a lot of homeless people using. This is mainly to keep them sheltered from the elements, whether it be rain, wind, snow. And what I've managed to do is create a little head shelter, so when I'm sleeping at night, I can put this over my head and hopefully shelter myself from the elements. I'm quite lucky enough that I've got 2 sleeping bags tonight, Some guys, they don't have anything. A lot of people say to me, you know, you're mad for doing this, Paul. And I truly believe, unless you experience it yourself, you won't get a proper understanding on the conditions that these guys are facing day in, day out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get my head down and speak to you soon. Cheers. Morning, guys. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I just thought I'll let you know I'm really struggling to sleep this evening. I'm absolutely freezing. I don't know how these guys do this day in, day out. Yeah, this is scary. I keep being woken up by strange sounds. Every time I look out, no one seems to be there. But it's scary because you're in constant fear that someone's going to come over and either attack you or do something. I think that's the hardest thing for me at the moment, is actually trying to blank myself out from all that and just try and get some shut eye. It's not happening. I think I've managed about 20 minutes sleep. Yeah, this is really hard, guys, and I don't know how these guys do this day in, day out. It's absolutely terrible. I mean, this chill, it's biting. It's actually, it's really bad, guys. But a challenge is a challenge, and I will complete. You know, it's estimated that there's especially with the armed forces, that there's 7,000 homeless ex-forces guys living on the streets, not just London, I think throughout the UK, which is a large number. It's a massive number. It's not right. It's absolutely not right. You know, we served our country. We've been all over the world, fighting for lots of things, and then this is how we're left to survive when we get back. The biggest thing that bothers me really is, yeah, there's charities out there, there's people that help, but how does that information get to the guy that's actually out on the street? Who's out there? Who are these outreach teams that are going out, informing these guys that are sleeping rough, where they can go, where they can get help? You know, it's all well looking on the news, looking on the internet, you know, grabbing your iPhone, having a look on your iPhone. But what about the guys that are on the street who don't have access to any of this information? I don't know. I'm gonna try and get some more sleep now, and just report back to you hopefully in the morning. Morning, guys. 7 o'clock in the morning. I managed to survive the evening. It was hard, very hard. Even being ex-forces and with the training that we receive, it was still a struggle. You know, these guys have got to do this day in, day out. I've had to do it for one night. You know, I'm lucky enough that I can go home to a nice warm bed, a nice hot bath, and get a nice meal down me. These guys don't have this luxury. You know, being ex-forces myself, even I struggled tonight. Not so much with the cold or the wet conditions. It's the overwhelming fear that you might be attacked or abused. You know, you're constantly waking up, every sound, having a look out because you don't know who it is. You know, all the strange noises you hear in the streets of London. It's frightening, guys. It's frightening, and yeah, you get a real sense of loneliness as well. You know, these guys doing this day in, day out. It's hard, very hard.
you know, it's estimated in the UK that there's over 250,000 people without homes. That's nearly 3 Wembley stadiums full to their capacity. That's a lot of people, guys. A lot of people. 7,000 of those are ex-forces, and for me, that's too much. That's far too much. That's a battalion's worth. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to leave. I'm going to make my way home, and yeah. If you've enjoyed it, if you found it useful, please like and hit share. I'll speak to you soon.